Hello everyone, and thank you so much again for joining us for another edition in the Direct Line Development Vlogs series. Today, we're going to be talking about how to do SEO for your own website. Now this is going to be part 3 in our series, and today we're going to be talking about how content is the most important piece of it. Now, as I said, this video is a continuation in our series on SEO tips and tricks that you can incorporate into your own projects and achieve real results. In previous videos, I've talked about a variety of topics and themes, such as creating your own semantic core and the best way to structure your site. These two topics are incredibly important and can be thought of as foundational knowledge in the SEO world. With that being said, I highly recommend that you go back and watch these videos first before moving on to this one. Search engine optimization is a combination of many small things that contribute to huge results. So skipping these core components could negatively affect your ability to achieve your desired outcomes. If you're already well acquainted with the previous videos, then you're ready to take your next steps forward in optimizing your website. So first, let's go into what is considered content by SEO standards. Now, while your instincts may tell you initially that content is simply the text that appears on the website, the actual definition is much more all-encompassing. Where the search engine optimization is concerned, content is anything present on the website. This includes text, images, audio, video, any other file extensions. The best website optimizes all the content they display. So it's good to ensure that your own site incorporates many different types of content for your visitors to experience. Now commit this to memory. Content is the medium through which you will do the bulk of your active communication with Google and its algorithms. It's how you show search engines that this is indeed the proper page to display for whatever search query guided visitors to the page in the first place. You may be without the right content. This is an issue because if you have a beautifully designed semantic core and your site structure is perfectly organized, this key factor may still be missing. Google does not know how to categorize your website or properly rank it in the search engine result listings. Now, a professional business website will undoubtedly be dominated by text as its main representation of its content, but this shouldn't by any means be the only source of content available on the website. By incorporating videos and pictures, for instance, you will greatly increase the amount of traffic that your site brings from Google, as well as reduce the overall bounce rate of your site through an improved user experience. Content is no joke. Trust me on that one. Now, even though text is usually going to be a majority stakeholder in the bulk of your website's content, I don't want to downplay the significance of photos and video as they pertain to search engine optimization. In fact, image optimization is a niche skill that developers learn on top of normal content optimization. Some websites consist mainly of images and thus can only be optimized using the image content available on their or your own website. So, how does content affect website promotion in the search engines? It can be said that content is the #1 most important aspect of search engine optimization. I realize that this is a bit of an oversimplification, but I can't stress enough how important it is in driving traffic to your website. Take it straight from the horse's mouth. Google blatantly states over and over again that the more unique a site is, the better the chances it has of being promoted. Now, testing a site for the uniqueness of its content is relatively simple and intuitive. Simply copy a sentence from your website and paste it into the Google search bar. If your website is the first to appear with this section of the text that you've copied, then your site is either not properly optimized in terms of its code, front or back end, or your content is not unique. It is important that you remedy these situations as soon as you can. Now, speaking of appealing to Google, you should also keep in mind that Google loves vast resources of information. If your website centers around a popular topic with many competitive keywords, your site should have hundreds of pages that are optimized properly so that it does have a chance to compete for these top positions in Google search engine results pages. So, moving from this, we're going to now talk about how website content is not a one and done situation. Now, For those of you that were hoping that you would be able to simply write up your content once, wash your hands of it and be done with it forever, I have some bad news. Website content requires constant upkeep and maintenance to best perform on search engines. Google literally takes into account the freshness of your site's content and frequency with which you update it. This shows the algorithm that you are active with your site and thus your business as well. Similarly, customers will appreciate seeing up-to-date information ready for their consumption, giving a human factor to your website. Now, there are simple ways to accomplish this. For instance, you can add a blog section to your website and make it a point to write new posts there at least once a week. Other sites use news and headlines sections to keep the public and Google informed on the day-to-day activities of the company and its presence in the community. Doing so gives a personal touch that puts in an optimal position to be successful when your search engine optimization endeavors continue. The key is to update this information consistently and increase the overall number of pages on the website as a whole. So, what does an ideally optimized page actually look like? So, what I'm going to be talking about here is an outline with which how to best optimize the content of each page on the website itself. Now, admittedly, this is somewhat of a simplified version of the complex schema that we use to optimize our clients' content, but we still guarantee that if you follow these instructions exactly as I present them, you will be successful. It is also worth mentioning, though, that the complex and long-lasting elements of the video pages and tables usually used on the main sections of the website as opposed to the subpages. So, first things first, let's talk about the URL. The URL, or the address of the website, needs to contain the keywords that you intend to promote, such as directlinedev.com/webdesign. Now, this then moves into the title. The title should, in general, be about the page with which it corresponds. It needs to contain the keywords that you intend to promote, and it needs to be unique for each page, no duplicates. The length of the description should also be no longer than 70 characters. And it may also contain a territory or region location, such as web design in Philadelphia. Now we move on to the meta tag description. Now, the meta tag description must contain the main keywords with the second or third word as well, that if you have watched our previous videos, you know are referred to as tails. These must be unique for each page. These should be a short synopsis of the content on the whole page. Now, this may also contain location to help with the search. The length should be no longer than 160 characters and must contain up to 3 tails and specifiers. And these must be the ones used on the heading of the page, such as, are you looking for a web design company in Philadelphia that offers responsive web page design? We work in the greater Philadelphia region. Now we move on to the first headline, or H1. It should be what the content is about on the page. It should also contain the keyword that you intend to promote. It cannot be the same as the title. I cannot stress that enough. It needs to also be unique for each page that you use it. No duplicates again. And it must contain a tail or specifier, such as, we are a Philadelphia-based web design company that you can trust. So now we move on to pictures. These pictures should be captivating and centered around the topic on the page. Visitors should want to scroll through them. And each picture must contain the alt tag and a signature with the use of the keywords that you wish to promote. The more unique the pictures, the better. So now that we've set up the top, let's talk about the first text. The keyword must necessarily occur in the main text in the first sentence of the paragraph at least one time. And the rest of the text must contain several tails and qualifiers. Now, the second headline. The second headline is going to use a lower level keywords with a root of the main, such as what is responsive web design on the web design page. Now with the rest of the text, it needs to contain the pure form of the lower level keyword which is used in the title. And once again, several tails and qualifiers will help. Now, some other pieces that you're going to want to have on this page are quotations. Quotations should be used and highlighted in bold, and they need to contain the keyword that the page is promoting. Another great piece is a bulleted list. Google loves bullet points. So this must contain the keyword that is being promoted. It may also contain tails and specifiers. At least 10 bullet points with each consisting of at least 71 characters. Then more headlines. More headlines are going to be helpful. So the use of lower level keywords with a root from the main, such as why you should make a website that's easy to use. Continuing through, it needs to contain the pure form of the keyword in the lower level of which it was used in the title. Okay. Now, this needs to also contain several tails and specifiers, and should be about 1.5 to 2 times longer than the first text of the page for the second text. Now let's talk about the video. The video name, the name of the video, should contain the keyword that the page is promoting. In the video description on YouTube, Vimeo, or what have you, you should also include the main keywords as well as several secondary keywords. The video should be relevant to the topic of the page and have a good retention rate, i.e. the video needs to be well made. Sorry cell phone users. Finally, another headline, the use of the lower level keywords with another root from the main, and also tables. Tables are great. This table should have at least 25 cells, what the cells are in the table, needs to contain the keyword in its pure form as a root of the main, and once again may contain tails and specifiers. So let's move from this piece into the most popular content-based errors in website promotion. You always want to be watching out for these pieces. Now, this may come as no surprise to some of you familiar with the way that Google's algorithms operate, but it's important enough to state over and over. Do not, under any circumstances, copy content from another website and paste it onto your own. This is going to cause Google to flag your site as a copycat of another, costing you time, rank, and money. The thing that we're trying to avoid here. If you plan on having your site discovered through the use of images, once again, it's important that you only use unique photos on your site. Even better is if the images are 100% original, such as you taking them yourself. Another common mistake people make when they think they're trying to outsmart the system by listing the keyword that they're trying to promote hundreds of times on the same page, that's an issue. When Google search engine methodologies were still in their development stages, this technique would have worked. However, Google has since evolved to overcome this trick. Nowadays, tactless tricks such as these will get you banned from promotion opportunities on the search engine. Let me say that again. You will get banned from the search engine. The opposite of what you're trying to accomplish here. Now, finally, you need to remember that drafting the content on your site needs to be done in a readable manner. Keep your current and potential customers in mind when doing so. It's no use if you perfectly organize your website and yet visitors can't stand to read what you've written because it's too clunky or poorly organized. Now that we've talked about what not to do and the fact that you have to update your content, how should this content look throughout the year? Now, as I've already touched upon in this video, you can't simply write an article and forget about it once you've posted it to your site. You need to continuously revisit your work and update it where necessary. This gives your readers the most topical information and shows Google that this is a website with worthwhile information that should be presented to more people. Now, let me show you how to work with the materials that you've already written. Let's look at this as a 1-year basis, as I had said before. So, month 1, you've added an article to your site. Provoke a discussion on this article by engaging customers in the comments section and encourage more people to ask questions and give their thoughts. Now, from month 2 to 3, post the article on all your social media outlets like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or wherever you're posting them. If your budget permits, focus on the quality of the traffic that you bring in through these mediums. For instance, we do promotional work on systems like Outbrain. Now, for the 4 to 6 month period, mention and reference the article in new posts and articles that discuss materials similar to the original. Post a blog related to the theme of the article and answer questions on Quora and Yahoo Answers, Discuss, or any of these types of formats. Answers using this article as a reference point to your answers. Now, for months 6 to 9, continue to add new information to the article. It could be new paragraphs, several images, charts, tables, etc. Now, from month 9 to 12, make a video version of the article, and add it to your company's YouTube channel. Be sure to provide a link referencing back to the original article. And the circle continues ad infinitum. The previously mentioned plan will be a bit redundant for smaller blogs, but it demonstrates the maximum possible effort one can take in order to get the most out of each and every article they post to their website. SEO is becoming more and more competitive by the second, and so you need to do the most in order to beat out your competition in the search engine results page or SERP. Now, let's analyze the competition and draw some informed conclusions before we draw this to a close. Many of our clients ask us how much text and how many pictures should be on the website in order to achieve desired SEO results. They expect there to be some kind of magic number. However, this is not the case. The amount of content and keyword frequency on your site to be successful depends on the competitiveness of your industry and the keywords you hope to promote. For instance, if you're promoting a series of words that you know your competitors are also promoting, look at their sites. If they have hundreds of pages, with each page containing at least 1,000 words, you will, at bare minimum, need to reach that amount of content. Of course, it's better to go above and beyond what your competition is doing. Search engine optimization is incredibly competitive. You are fighting against each and every other business in your industry. So you are going to need to be willing to put in the time and effort necessary to bring tangible results. So let's draw this all to a close. By now, it's probably apparent that you need to know that content is the number one most important aspect of website promotion on search engines. When you're distributing your time to the various SEO work on your website, content should by far and large take up the bulk of your attention. By giving website content its due diligence, you will immediately begin to see the specified results it brings. Furthermore, by making the content interesting while optimizing it in accordance with the information outlined in this video, you will retain more visitors and see a positive influence in your overall site's conversion rate. So if you're looking to boost the amount of new customers to your website that it brings through its optimized content, but need some help getting it started, feel free to reach out to us here at Direct Line Development for expert guidance and advice. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you in the next video.